They called him a criminal, a thief, a murderer. But inside those prison walls, this man became something else. A revolutionary the U.S. government feared more than guns on the streets. Meet George Jackson, born in 1941 in Chicago, raised poor, and in and out of the system young. By 18, he was sentenced to 1 year to life in prison for stealing $70 from a gas station. Think about that. $70. And because of California's indeterminate sentencing, that 1 year became a decade behind bars. But prison didn't break him, it radicalized him. He read Karl Marx, he studied Mao, Lenin, and he devoured those books until he could turn a cell into a classroom. And in those pages, he decided prison wasn't just cages. It was America's way of keeping Black people chained long after slavery. From behind the walls of San Quentin, he wrote letters that became the Soledad Brother, a book that traveled the world. He called prison a concentration camp for the poor, and he said the only way out was revolution. And he meant it. He co-founded the Black Guerrilla Family, not just a prison gang, a revolutionary organization born inside cages. And here's the truth. People listened. Eldridge Cleaver, Huey Newton, Angela Davis, they all lifted his words. To Black prisoners everywhere, George Jackson, he was proof that you could turn rage into political fire. But the state painted him dangerous for another reason. In 1970, his brother, Jonathan, just 17 years old, stormed a California courthouse with guns, trying to demand George's freedom. A shootout left Jonathan dead, and Judge Harold Haley killed. The system didn't care why it happened. To them, it was proof that George Jackson's words were, indeed, weapons. August 21st, 1971, San Quentin. They said George Jackson smuggled a gun into the prison. Minutes later, he was shot dead by guards. The prison claimed that it was an escape attempt. His supporters called it an execution. He was just 29 years old. So yeah, meet George Jackson, thief turned revolutionary, a prisoner turned teacher, a man whose words scared this country so much, they silenced him with bullets. The state called him a criminal, but the people that he reached, they called him a soldier. And the question that lingers is simple. If his words could spark a movement from a cell, what does that say about the system that locked him in there for $70 in the first place? Say his name. George Jackson.